This afternoon here on TNT, Paul George leads the postseason scoring charts, but says he needs to trust his Indiana teammates more if the Pacers want to even their series with the Raptors today at the Fieldhouse. And later, D. Wade and the Heat, up 2-0, enter the Swarm to face a Charlotte Hornets squad that had one of the best home records in the NBA. Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the NBA playoffs. Charles and Kenny are down there. That voice you heard, or that sound you heard, came from Shaquille O'Neal. Come on in here. Are you okay?
I'm fabulous, Ernie.
Good. You sound it. So Cleveland in the East, we're a week deep into the playoffs. They're up 3-0. Tyronn Lue says the big three playing as well together as he has seen them. What's working for Cleveland?
Well, they're making winning plays. They're definitely moving the basketball. And LeBron is being LeBron. He's getting guys involved, worrying about himself later. Right here, they're not just looking for any shot. They're looking for the best shot. So they keep moving the ball around. And J.R. Smith quoted as saying, hey, when I'm open, I'm going to shoot the ball. He's feeling good. The ball is going in. That's a winning play. Right here, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love right there getting it to him. Right here, LeBron does what he does, pass to Kevin Love. Charles Barkley doesn't like that, but Kevin Love likes it. He's hitting it. And right here, the King says, you know what, let me get some of this. I can shoot the three. And he even gives old boy the stanky face. Ernie, Kenny, Chuck, these guys are making winning plays. They want to get back. This play right here was called. Stan Van Gundy threw down a clipboard. He was upset. LeBron, full of joy. They're on a mission. I think they can get back to the finals.
That was the backbreaker last night, obviously, as Cleveland took a 3-0 lead. They're going to try to complete a sweep on TNT tomorrow night. You want to come over here and...
You okay?
Yeah, now
ACL.
He's going to be day-to-day.
Blew my knee out.
So, in the Western Conference, there's one team is up 3-0. That's San Antonio. They're holding Memphis, Kenny, to 76 points a game and 38% field goal percentage. You always talk about them, their defense.
Staying connected.
And
this is what we're going to show. So I always talk
Hold
about
on a second.
What's
That's
that?
a little deceptive.
What's that?
They're missing their two best players.
Doesn't matter, but they won 69 games.
I understand
the
that,
number one defensive team.
They
We're
are.
talking about a great defensive team.
They are great defensive team.
Doesn't matter if they're playing against a bad offense.
You can't just throw stats out like that. You know that's unfair.
I didn't say a
Get him,
stat.
Chuck.
What stat did I say?
Don't let you just say stuff and get away with it.
Who said what?
No, I'm just saying they are great defensive team.
There it is. So let's talk about their great
Number
defense.
one in the league.
Thank you. We're talking about the number one defense in the league all year, and this is why, because they stay connected. So, Shaq, you go to your low block as well.
We need a ball. We need a ball, coach.
We need a ball, coach.
I got it.
So we just get a basketball. And these are
got
my
it right
five
here.
defenders, and we're the San Antonio
Chuck,
Spurs,
good point.
the best defensive team in basketball. And it's real simple. Usually you say there's an imaginary string that connects teams together. So when the ball is here, we're all connected. If one guy doesn't move, the string gets broken. It makes it easy for you to play defense. So as the ball moves over here. The first thing I'm supposed to do is jump to the pass because I don't want Charles to cut. If I jump, he jumps. If he doesn't move, now everyone's in unison. Now, if the ball comes into the box, goes down to Shaq, freeze, we slow down. Now, let's say if we wanted to double team Shaq. Grab the thing. If we want to double team Shaq, if he goes, I have to slide over, go down and double. I have to go. You have to come. See, he didn't stay connected.
Wow.
He didn't stay connected. Everyone opens up. The one thing that you have to do is when one guy moves, the other has to move in unison.
You need your string again.
And you need it holding on. So you got it here. He's going to move. I'm staying connected. Now you're going to slide where I was. Then all of a sudden, we're connected, and we are now in a defensive lockdown. And the Spurs will not let this imaginary string be broken and let guys just come into the lane. It's all about moving in unison, and that's the defense of the Spurs, regardless if they're playing with Minnesota or if they're playing Golden State. They play it to the best.
They're playing in the first
without
round,
question.
Matter of fact.
We're not Memphis because I get double. I kick it out to Ernie for the shot.
Now Ernie shoots
I kick it out to Ernie for the shot.
Defense, we're going. I'm on defense, Ernie. I'm out of here. I'm on defense.
Turnover.
No, I'm not shooting in the suit.
I got it.
Can't shoot in the suit.
But it's about staying connected more than anything. This is exaggeration of it.
Yeah.
But the real thing is, these guys, they move in unison on a five. As soon as that ball is moving, they're all moving at the same time. You watch some other teams, you're going to see guys late in their recovery, late in their assignments, because they don't move at the same time.
They'll try to close out the Grizzlies on Sunday afternoon. Meantime, got to show you something that happened last night. Just get your take on it in the Boston-Atlanta game. In the Dennis Schroder, Isiah Thomas situation here. And Isiah Thomas
Oh, wow.
hit Schroder upside the head here, said he didn't mean to hit him up there, but that's where he did get him. Now,
That might have been an accident.
if you were watching NBA TV last night, you would have heard Stu Jackson, who used to be in charge of this kind of stuff in the NBA, saying that, look, letter of the law, rule of the law says that's going to be a suspension. That's what Stu Jackson said on NBA TV
my God. Come on,
last
Stu.
night.
Stu,
That he said punch or open hand to the face or to the head is going to be a suspension.
That did not look intentional. That did not look intentional because you see he kind of did it and he kind of looked away. He wasn't. I don't think he was trying to do it. That should not be a suspension. That should not be a suspension. Look, like
Intentional or unintentional, Shaq? Look at it.
Well, I can't, determine by this, but, it looks intentional from certain angles.
looks intentional.
From this angle, it doesn't look intentional on me, but he saw him coming. If the guy's right in front of you, you can't spin with your hand up and hit him in the head. Am I correct, Ken?
I
the
would
guy's
say
coming this way.
it was two things. It
looks intentional, but I don't know.
But the after effect made it look unintentional.
Because he didn't talk trash to him.
But I'm sorry. The after effect normally, if you would hit a guy,
All right, show me.
if you would hit a guy, boom, I'd have been like, oh, my bad.
Right.
But he didn't say, oh, my bad. He just went on with the play. And so he hit him. And to me,
But if you hit somebody in the face,
you usually say, I'm sorry.
No. What I'm saying, if you hit somebody in the face, and they get in your face, you go back at them, don't you?
But wouldn't you if you hit someone in the face, you would have been like, oh, my bad?
No, not really. I mean, come on, man. What do y'all want to do, man? Y'all done
I want to apologize because you hit me in the face. That's what I
Y'all
want.
done soften the rules up. Why don't we just play? Why don't we play with the WNBA ball, too?
I agree, Chuck. Yeah,
Come
you got to
on,
let that
man.
go.
Well, but I guarantee the league will be looking at it, and they will review that play and see if there is something to call it. Possibly,
Well, the league needs to
possibly
look
call it
into-
a flagrant.
If the league, since they ain't got nothing else to do, they need to look into shortening these first-round series to 5 games. That's what they need to look into. All these mismatches we got should not be going 7 games.
Well, this is
Chuckster.
the year with mismatch.
The first round of the playoffs should
Chuckster.
be best of 5.
Chuckster, what side of the bed did you get up on this?
The
morning?
wrong side.
The wrong one?
Because I ain't gonna let you. No, listen, you said they're holding Memphis. That's a little deceptive, Ernie. They're missing their 2 best players. Listen,
they are.
I admit the Spurs are the best defensive team in the NBA, but to say they're holding Memphis, they are. But
We
Memphis,
need to shorten these series. I'm mad.
But they're holding Memphis, but they've held everyone because they're the number one.
Yeah, but I'm saying this is not the Memphis team. Is my point.
But they would have held them too. They would have beat them 3-0. They would have beat them. If Mike Conley and Gasol was there, it would be 4-1.
Well, listen.
4-1.
Memphis did beat them a couple years ago in the playoffs. So I'm just letting you know that.
Without LaMarcus Aldridge.
Didn't you get some new shoes?
No,
the
and he
other night?
still's not going to wear them.
I'm not giving in to peer pressure, America.
We're
Kids
gonna
at
go to
home.
the next segment.
Kids at home, don't give in to peer pressure.
You
I like my
cannot
shoes.
wear shoes you cut your grass in.
But Nike sent you new shoes the
I'm
other
just
day.
moving my toes around. I got my Manny Petty yesterday.
When we come back,
Got my look at them new no bunion action today.
we'll start our breakdown of the TNT double dip with a look at the Heat and the Hornets and a request from Miami's Hassan Whiteside.
I don't know what happened. I don't know
We know what
happened.
happened.
Big step right
They
there.
call it old age.
The Jets guide to be. San Antonio model. There you go.
No, that's too skinny.
You sprained your OLD. You know what that is, right?
What?
Old.
Yeah.
Your OLD limited.
This is for the win.
Knowing you found the right car at the right price is like hitting the game-winning shot. Autotrader.com.
And we're back. Kia Performance Awards. In case you haven't heard, the most improved player in the NBA. That award goes to C.J. McCollum of the Portland Trail Blazers.
Well deserved.
Without question, in the last 25 years, he's had the biggest scoring improvement from one season to the next, about 14 points better than he
Wow, look
had
at that free throw
previous season. And
Impressive.
Well, he's probably, coming in at the end of the games last year, cold, getting fouled at the free throw line, not knocking him down, and now he's in a rhythm.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
as part of the Kia
Like I said,
Performance Awards, Kia will donate a 2016 Sorrento CUV to the player's charity of choice.
That is a trailblazer.
Yes, it is. So later, in the neighborhood of 5:30 today, it'll be the Heat and the Hornets, Miami leading 2-0. Hassan Whiteside in this series, 19 points, 12 rebounds. He's 17 out of 19 from the floor. Now,
that's called dominating.
You've had some conversations with Hassan Whiteside, correct?
Yes.
Correct.
And DeMarcus Cousins.
And you. My conversation with him was, silliness needs to stop. You have the potential to be the best big man in the league. I think you can average 19 and 11. You're not going to get your plays called a lot, but just pick, roll, rebound, offensive rebound, get some putbacks. And I think if you do that, you will, start to be recognized as one of the best big men in this league, because we don't have a lot of great big men left in this league.
Well, here's Hassan Whiteside on what he's learned from Shaq.
Just basically thinking about how long it took for you to get here. Just thinking about all the time, all the work you put in to get here. Thinking about your mom, thinking about your family, and you just want to make them proud. I know it seems like my success or whatever happens overnight, but it took me 26 years to get to this point. And it was a lot of work and a lot of nights of just believing in myself, and when a lot of people didn't.
You want him to give you a nickname? Is that the case?
I told Shaq, I haven't came up with a nickname. People were saying that I came up with a nickname. I can't come up with a nickname. You can't come up with your own nickname. I told Shaq, I said, hey man, if you got a nickname for me, I'm welcome to listen. Shaq got 251 nicknames. And I told him, come up with something creative for me. Shaq a busy guy. I know he gonna come up with one.
Pressure's on. You got one?
Hassan the Hammer Whiteside.
Hassan the Hammer. Jet has always been good at giving out nicknames. You got something for Hassan Whiteside?
Because of his blocking, his shot blocking ability, Hassan Whiteout.
Boo.com.
Whiteout. They wear the white shirts in Miami. Ernie likes it. Ernie's
A little bit, if anybody still uses whiteout.
Stop it. No, we don't use whiteout. We use delete.
They do in Miami.
But you're old school.
They do it in Miami.
Yeah.
Whiteout.
I told you at the beginning of the season, we've been talking about all year. To me, he's the key to the Miami Heat. Those other guys are going to play all right, but he's the one who can win them series. He's got so much potential. His upside is really, really high. But to me, he's the key to the Miami Heat. If he plays great, they got a chance. If he does not play great, they're not going to go anywhere. But to me, is the guy who's going to be the difference. Because he can win a game a bunch of ways. He can win a game scoring. He can win a game rebounding. He can win a game blocking shots. But I've said all season, they're only going to go for it. Hassan Whiteside, take them.
So they're up 2-0. Charlotte has lost 12 playoff games in a row, which is tied for second most all time behind the Knicks, who once lost 13 in a row. For them to get back in this series, what do they have to do today without Nick Batum at their disposal today?
Well, the floor just has to be opened up a little bit. Obviously, Kemba Walker is a great scorer. His ability to penetrate, open up. You got Marvin Williams, who shoots threes. Just opening the floor up.
And he's just 1 for 17 in the series, Marvin Williams.
And I might have to move him to a different position and get him from a 3 and put him to a 4, because I think the one thing is Miami's small lineup with Whiteside, who runs the floor, they don't become small because he blocks shots. So I got to get Whiteside away from the rim, and I have to put as a 5 guy, he's scoring at will anyway, so I might as well have somebody else on the other end shooting threes and taking him away from the basket.
Well, it's going to be very simple. Kemba Walker got to play like Isiah Thomas did last night, because the Celtics and the Hornets to me are very similar. But it's probably more pressure on Kemba because no Batum. So unless Kemba Walker goes for 40, Charlotte does not have a chance. Like I said, we said we were off last night, but we talked about the Celtics series. Unless Isiah Thomas goes crazy, they got no chance against the Hawks. He went crazy last night, and they won the game. He had 45, I think it was. So that was the difference. 42, excuse me. So today is very simple, especially with no Batum. But even with Batum, he still has to go crazy, Kemba Walker. He has to get, he normally would have to get 30. He's got to get 40 for Charlotte to even have a chance today.
They're talking about maybe Frank Kaminsky in the starting lineup.
Okay.
They're talking about maybe Jeremy Lin in the starting lineup.
I would
and
put
moving
Lin- I would
Courtney
definitely-
Lee to the 3.
But those guys can't. They're not
Jeremy
going to
Lin could
score enough.
Jeremy Lin could score.
But
that's
Jeremy Lin won't be able to score because he's got to guard Dwayne Wade or Joe Johnson on the other end. So that takes his ability to score out. It's got to be Kemba Walker. If you go back and look at their season, the two best players have been Kemba Walker and Batum. And the games that they won, Kemba Walker went crazy. Jeremy Lin is a good, solid player, but he got no chance against Dwayne Wade or Joe Johnson.
Meantime, Miami's shooting the ball 58%, better than 50% from 3 as well, and they've had 2 huge quarters in this series. 41 in the first quarter of Game 1, 43 in the second quarter of Game 2.
You know, they're moving the ball well, especially at home. They came out with a lot of energy. You know, Charlotte needs to do that, come out with a lot of energy. Doesn't matter who they have in the starting lineup. You know, they've been playing from behind the whole series. I think their biggest lead has been 2. So they definitely need to come out and play with energy. And, you know, a lot of people think D-Wade has lost a step. Kenny and I both say he hasn't lost a step. He's been playing well. The others been playing well. Joe Johnson, they brought him in late. He's been doing well. They're on a mission. They really think they can get to that Eastern Conference to face Cleveland and beat them.
How big is the home court? I mean, you guys, in your playoff experience, so you drop the first 2 games on the other guy's floor. You come back to your place. Charlotte has one of the best home records in the NBA. They're one of 6 teams to win at least 30 games at home. How much of a factor is it yet?
The home court, honestly, meant a lot when we didn't think we were a good team. But when we thought we were a great team, it didn't matter if you played the game on Mars. When we thought we could win an NBA championship, we didn't care about home court.
So what's it mean for Charlotte today?
Oh, it means a lot because they don't think they can win it all. So now they're looking at we have to win home games to be competitive. But the Rocket years that we were thinking about winning it, we never said, oh, we have home court advantage. This is an advantage for us at all.
The home court only matters for role players. It's going to make those role players more comfortable. They're going to see their family and friends. They give you energy. The home crowd always gives you energy, but it's more for role players. But the problem they got is, I don't know if they just have enough weapons, Ernie. Batum has actually been played very well this entire season, and they're very limited offensively. Like I say, unless Kemba Walker goes crazy, this is not going to be a good day for the
Shaq, did the home court mean anything for you when you were going to the finals and running on your teams? Honestly,
It only mattered when we took care of business. You know, what the home crowd did for us, they kept us honest. Because, like, you know, sometimes you come out flat, you know, they get on you a little bit. Nobody wants to get booed at home. So, you know, it was definitely a lot of games we won because of the home crowd. But if you don't take care of business at home, it doesn't matter.
So you're going the hammer for Whiteside. You're going white out for Whiteside.
Oh, let's put a poll.
Apparently we have some folks who have weighed in.
Oh, the
assassin.
I like that
Assassin.
one. I like that one. That's pretty good. Ray Reynolds.
And Blackula.
Ooh, I like Blackula.
You like both of those better than the
those
one
two.
you came up with?
Yes,
Feeling
I
those
do.
two.
I do.
I like Blackula.
Those were better than 2 y'all came up with.
I agree.
Way to come up with yours.
I got it.
At least we have an imagination.
When we come back, it's Game 4 at the Fieldhouse in Indianapolis.
Blackula is it.
Yeah,
The
that was
Raptors
nice.
move a step closer to winning a best-of-7.
Paulie G, what up?
That is it.
Paul George, DeMar DeRozan. Go back to some battles in the high school level back in California.
Blackula.
We welcome you back. Jared Greenberg, who's right down the hall working NBA TV, tweets out that Isiah Thomas has been given a flagrant 1 for last night's action. No suspension there for a flagrant 1 for the slap against Dennis Schroder.
Good call at NBA.
The Raptors have been around for 21 seasons and have 1 playoff series victory. That was 15 years ago in a best-of-5 over the Knicks. Today on our TNT opener, they can grab a 3-1 lead with a win over the Pacers. Now, Indiana swiped the home court edge in the opener, but gave it right back at the Fieldhouse Thursday night. Here's Kevin Ray.
Well, thank you, guys. We fully expect to see a very different Pacers club here this afternoon, beginning with better ball movement and a team that is ready and knows they need to be much more physical.
We've got to pass the ball. We've got to trust it. You know, we are in attack mode. I like that we're attacking the rim. We're not finishing at a high rate at the rim. We are getting to the free throw line, but the pass makes the game easy.
Getting every loose ball, You know, keeping guys off the paint, keeping guys out of the paint, keeping guys off of rebounds, pressuring up, containing guys, guarding our own man. And then on the offensive end, you know, playing with that savviness. I don't think we're doing that, and that's what we got to get to.
Meanwhile, the Raptors say they are fully prepared for the additional physicality and know they'll be facing a very desperate Pacers team.
Even more focused so than last game. We were able to come out and jump on them from the get-go. Colin and DeMar got going, the rest of the team got going and fed off of their energy and didn't get fazed by the crowd. So we know coming out to Game 4, they're going to be swinging from the jump. They're going to be playing exceptionally hard. Paul George is going to do whatever it takes to get that win at home, but we can't be fazed by anything that they do. We have to be the more physical team, the more aggressive team, and just try to take advantage of every opportunity we get.
It's a must-win to stay positive. If we lose, we know it's going to be a tough one. We can bounce back from it, but we need this win, and we're going to take everything in, and us as a team to come together and do what we need to do to get a win.
So by nightfall, we'll know whether the Raptors have put the Pacers on the brink of elimination or if Indy has been able to force and guarantee another game here on what would be their home floor in a Game 6. From Indianapolis, I'm Kevin Ray.
All right, thank you, Kevin. So Toronto trying to win a best-of-7 for the first time in franchise history. Paul George, leading the postseason in scoring with 29 a night. He says he didn't do a good game the other day in trusting his teammates. You've been the guy, obviously, before. Charles, ever had trust issues?
Well, it depends. Well, it depends on how well those guys are playing. To me, this game is all about Monte Ellis.
You ever had trust issues?
Yeah.
I mean, where you say, I got to get it all done myself.
No, I don't think. You have to have that mentality when you're a star, but you expect other guys to step up. I mean, stars have to play well. But to me, this game to me is going to be about two guys, Monte Ellis and Miles Turner. You know, it's kind of like every time Toronto doesn't play well, we blame DeRozan and Lowry. We give everybody else a pass. Other guys have to play well. It's not stars get to blame. I understand that. I accept that. But Paul George is a star. But Monte Ellis and Miles Turner, they have not played well. But that's the one thing that always makes me laugh about sports. Everybody on the team gets a pass except the stars. He's like,
but Turner's
played well.
12 points a game, 5 rebounds, 62%.
That's not enough. 12 points a game. That's not enough
for a kid. You're going to put that on him.
He's the third best player on the team, in my opinion. Monte is the second best player,
and Miles Turner will start today.
Yeah, but I'm saying you got like what are we gonna say? Okay, he's not young. He needs 16, 18 points because Paul is getting close to 30 points a game. You're not gonna win an NBA game with 30. Monte Ellis has to get 20 points today. I need about 18 points from Miles Turner, and then I need the other guys. You know, we give C.J. Miles, we give him a pass.
4 for 17 in the series.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, that's the only thing that I don't think is right or wrong. That's just the way it is when you're a star.
And they got a rebound. They got a rebound to basket.
Well,
they get killed 141 to 109.
Yeah, I think bringing him in Turner into the starting lineup will give him more touches and give him more opportunities
and more confidence, possibly.
Shooting 62% from the field, so he's not struggling, scoring. He's just not getting enough touches. And I still go back to, as Charles says, Monte, but I think my guy is C.J. Miles. I said the two Miles, Miles Turner and C.J. Miles. C.J. Miles is another guy who can get 15 points on 5 shots.
Yeah.
So when you can get 15 points on 5 shots, then you need to be able to step in and knock down shots. Though that separates the defense, which allows Monte to drive. Only thing I say about this, Charles, is to me, when Monte plays great, he doesn't still make everyone else play better because his floor still shrinks. When C.J. Miles plays well, you have to extend your defense, and now that allows Miles to even play. Monte to even play better.
Valanciunas, 15 points, 16 rebounds a game in this series, in a series in which, to your point, DeRozan not shooting the ball well. Neither is Kyle Lowry, both around the 30% mark in the series, but Valanciunas has been consistent.
The reason why they're up is because they're killing Indiana in the paint, plus 40 in the paint. The two superstars are not playing well, but the others are playing well. These guys are talking about offense, and they talk about Indiana's defense, but, he's getting a lot of easy touches. You know, he's getting a lot of lobs at the baskets. He's getting a lot of putbacks. He's coming out playing with a lot of energy. And, you know, today for Indiana, it's all about playing desperate, coming out with energy. You know, the others stepping up. But you got to make stops, Ernie, at some point because defense wins championships.
And let me tell you something. Miles Turner has an advantage on Valanciunas on one end of the floor. Valanciunas is a big boy. So he has an advantage on one end of the floor, but Miles Turner has an advantage on the other end of the floor. I would like to see Indiana speed up the tempo of the game because he should be able to outrun Valanciunas and get 6 to 8 points on a fast break and take advantage of that.
DeMarre Carroll getting better and better. Played 19 and 20 minutes in the first 2 games, played 35 minutes the other night. Be a primary guy on Paul George. And Toronto trying to take a commanding 3-1 lead today at the Fieldhouse over Indiana. Back to wrap things up in just a second.